I have received a lot of comments on my videos, and I literally receive like 50 to 60 emails a day asking me what is the secret, what is the message of Pascal, why won't you tell us, why are you charging us to tell us this message of Pascal, because my science fiction novel name is Kairos, the Message of Pascal, and you gotta understand the keyword, science fiction. It's on my website. I've stated that it's a science fiction novel. It's on Lulu's website, the one who are publishing my novel. It's a science fiction novel. So the whole methodology here is that I have taken the real aspects of our realm, the conspiracy theories, the things that we know exist, but maybe the government doesn't want to admit that exists. What I've done, I've taken all these elements, I've created a fictional story out of it in a creative way to get the message out, and at the same time entertain the reader, kind of like what Dan Brown does with his books, especially The Lost Symbol and The Da Vinci Code. He took the Masonic history of the Illuminati and the Freemasons, created this character, Robert Langdon, who's a symbolic historian, and he goes out and solves these mysteries, but in that trail of story, Dan Brown gives you the real elements that he has discovered through his research. I did the same thing. Now, if you remember the trailer of Cloverfield, okay, in theaters, when it came out, it felt like it was a real documentary, because the trailer did not have it did not have anything whatsoever, who made it, who directed it, what studio is producing it, just the clip started and ended, where people really thought it was happening, or the promotion of movies like the Blair Witch Project. When it happened, when we saw on Yahoo that ad, that this reel has been found in the woods, people thought it was real, but then when they found out, oh, it's actually a movie they made, it was pretty much the same idea to filter through in YouTube to give you something like the government secret has been found, and there's a computer which is 500 million years old, and what message it relays, the government has hidden from the people. So I've created these trailers to attract the audience to, look more into it, and pretty much when they go into it, I make sure that they know it's a science fiction novel. When you purchase it, it says clearly it's in science fiction category. So I just wanted to clear this confusion finally, that it's a science fiction novel, but it has real things in there. Like I talk about the alien moon base, I talk about Anunnakis, I talk about planet Nibiru, I talk about planet Tiamat, I talk about this new I don't know if it's new, but it's not known to many people, this planet Theobald. This author who wrote this book, he was, according to him, he was abducted for 3 days, and he went to this planet called Theobald, where they did not have male or female gender. There was like bisexual or bigender aliens who lived in peace, lived in harmony. Nobody was starved, nobody was poor or rich. They all lived equally, because their main purpose was to find their own origins, because they're lost as well, like us. They want to know who they are. They want to know where we came from, where they started from. And this is the idea of my novel, Kairos, the Message of Pascal, is to kind of awaken people to, stop following mindless things like television or reality TV, or stop chasing money for a career. Choose a career that will not only change you as a person, but will change the humanity around you, and will change and evolutionize a new era for a person. This is what my novel is. This is like, instead of becoming a lawyer because your parents told you to, or becoming a tax accountant because you make a lot of money in the tax seasons, just on your last breath, when you're going to die, are you going to be able to say, I lived a meaningful life, I was filing people's taxes every year, or I had some purpose to my life because I fought cases for a law firm, and this is where I have always questioned my own mission, my own passion, ever since I was a teenager. And believe me, I was pressured. I'm an Indian, so obviously I was pressured to become an engineer, to doctor, lawyer, where I knew where my passion was. It was in storytelling. I love storytelling, I love acting, I love filmmaking, and through the process of filmmaking, when I was writing screenplays, I actually fell in love with writing a novel, because in screenplays, unless you're Spielberg or you have a backing of a studio, you can put everything out in your screen, then it will be made. But if you do not have the financing, the multi-million dollars, you cannot really, you're going to have to cut a lot of corners on your action film. You're going to have to cut a lot of things that you want to put in there. And so when I made this film called LA Hit, and the website is rajfilms.com for that. You can check it out. It was made for a $15,000 budget. It was like a homage to Michael Mann, my favorite director, where I make this movie kind of like Collateral, because when I saw the movie Collateral and him using this camera as a video camera and barely any lights like Robert Rodriguez, I fell in love with that concept. So I kind of made the story with a surprise ending, and it was the concept was the killers and the taxi, same like Collateral, but I'll put my own twist into it, my own story into it. So it's kind of interesting. But my main purpose for Kairos, the Message of Pascal, is to not only answer my own questions that I've had, and I couldn't find them. I'm like, why isn't there a book that shows you what it's like to go beyond the boundaries of the universe? What is universe? What is beyond the last actual breathing star? What is beyond that? Trillion light years beyond that. There's theories like multiverses and dimensions, but just in the third dimension, just in the things that we see, how far can we go to know, is there a solid wall out there for eternity that, okay, this is the end of the universe? So I answered these questions in this trilogy, Kairos, the Message of Pascal. My second part came out with a very well response, Kairos, the Hidden History. That's exactly where I talk about the Anunnakis and the alien moon base. The part 3 I'm working on right now, where it's going to have the actual final voyage of man, because it's called the White Gates. You'll know when you read the 2 parts, you'll know what the White Gates are. And so I also add the mystery of Aztec culture, because Aztecs were far more powerful than even Mayans. Some of the calendars that you see, that they show you as a 2012 calendar, is not necessarily a Mayan calendar. It's actually some of the embediments in there are from the Aztec culture. So this is why I want to answer this question, not for myself, but for you, some of you out there who ask this question, who search online day in, day out. What is this universe? What aliens are? What kind of aliens races out there? Who created us? Because there's a huge gap between the humanoids of the apes and the actual intelligent man. There's a huge gap. But in high school, they feed you so much bullshit that you kind of take that as a law. Like, oh, the pyramids were built for the pharaohs. The pyramids were built by people who volunteered in summer to build. Oh yeah, we have nothing to do in the summer, so let us go pull 20-ton rocks so we can build a pyramid for somebody. It doesn't work like that. Okay, remember the term. Reality is stranger than fiction. So I hope this has clarified a bit about my novel. And my website is below. It's krsnovels.com, where you'll find all the information, all 3 parts. One of my books on astrology. I've written about the in-depth and secrets of astrology. Because remember, everything, including our own government, the United States, the Indian government, all governments combined, use the power of planets, the energy, the timing of the planets to do certain things. You don't believe me? Just read the Lost Symbol. Dan Brown is the biggest author out there. I talk about the Amun-Ra, the Egyptian king Amun-Ra, who lived 3,000 before Jesus was born, yet he lived the exact same life as Jesus. So that one makes you question who Jesus Christ really is. And this is not something to go against a Christianity religion. It's just something about the truth. I just want to know the truth. I'm trying to tell you what I know, that's it. It's not like I don't even follow my own religion of Hinduism. I'm not that religious. It's not about questioning my religion, it's just knowing it's there, but it's man-made. That's it. But mainly the whole Vedic culture is about astrology and mathematics, so I kind of relate to it. But, I'm not a racist, I'm not an atheist, I'm not agnostic, I'm just out here looking at this world, this globe, this cluster that humans have created, or the mixture of aliens have created, whatever is created. So I hope my website gives you a bit of information, because I've collected all the secrets of the world and I'm adding more. I'm adding about the Mills Hole, the Tiamat planet, a lot more things to come. So check it out. Thank you.